Good evening, everybody. This is David slash Asher, and join me, of course, is MPX. I have attempted to invite Eddie to join us for this.
But Eddie's schedule is Eddie's schedule.
Yeah. So, obviously, I finished up Metroid Prime, and this week we did a little bit of a schedule mix up, change up, with moving Tuesdays to Wednesdays, and uh, obviously resuming our uh, satisfactory streams. Uh, but tonight we're starting a new game, and I'm going to start by actually opening the game because it plays a very specific sound effect. Uh, just and I like it because of that sound effect. So we're going to go to the black screen real fast, and then screen. Come on, there we go. Or it's actually much more of a musical sting. Don't they mean Dell? Alienware's owned by Dell. So, based off of this notification that popped up, it's like it is a kind of walking simulator with multiple endings. But we're playing The Invincible, which is, from my understanding, a novel that was inspired by the golden age of science fiction. So we're going to get a lot of pseudoscience and technobabble that actually makes sense in universe. Uh, but given the way how this works, is that there's going to be multiple choices that will potentially lead to one of the endings. I'm going to play this as close to a golden age science fiction novel as possible. I have never played this game before, as we can see here. And new game. The Dragonfly, a small research unit of the Interplanetary Commonwealth, with a crew of 6, travels to distant regions of space. After visiting many worlds and exploring numerous planets, the research mission comes to an end. However, on their way home, there's one more task waiting for the crew. Despite the risk, astrogator Novik undertakes the extraction of a rare and extremely valuable mineral himself. Novik gets the mineral, but at the cost of a broken leg and immense pain. Astrogator's accident doesn't stop the crew from happily celebrating the end of the research cycle. It was time for creating deep bonds and feeling unstoppable. Victorious, they set a course for home and go for a well-deserved rest in the hibernation chambers.
Where am I? Oh, my head. Aaron? Anybody?
Also, if people find the characters' voices a little bit too low, I can adjust it. Okay.
Base, this is Dr. Yasna. I need backup. Base, come in. I have I'm showing disturbing symptoms. A brain fog, severe pain in the frontal lobe. Confusion. At first glance, there are no serious injuries. And yet, I'm quite concerned. I don't even know how I got here. Where here is. Backup needed, I repeat. Do you hear me?
Okay.
Bollocks! Base? I heard you for a moment. My receiver's dead, but the transmitter may still be working. I have 2 solid hectobars in the tank. That's enough for several hours. Damn it, I've lost my beacon. Where is it? There aren't many supplies, which would suggest a quick recce. Or was it just the end of the mission? Just like I thought. Nothing. I'm on my own. The beacon can't be detected either.
Yep.
Let's see if the past me hasn't failed the present me. And let's hope she took notes. Are we on Regis 3? Doesn't ring any bells. And my crew have no way to tell me. So I report that I have no recollection of this planet. The last thing I remember... Hang on. We've closed the research cycle. We were already in hibernation. Flying back. Is my blackout a side effect of metabolic depression? That would be bizarre. For some reason, our crew split into 2 groups. The first one set up camp. I wonder if I was with them. Or am I on my way there?
Okay.
Both groups landed in the same place. We took 2 landers to the surface. They don't usually do this. Maybe the first one broke. The first group explored the ocean with no biologist. It's weird. And the other one, just me, took a different route,
Okay.
leading to...
Croco. Needle. Oh. Dog.
Right. I was heading straight to the camp. You must be somewhere near. I can't just wait here. I just need to get a sense of my surroundings. Landmarks. Well done, past me. You didn't disappoint after all. Oh, I sound like... I need to stop doing this.
Okay.
I'm looking for something that resembles a dog.
to Croco.
Hey, crocodile. Where are you? That has an interesting shape. Of a crocodile indeed. I report that I have established my position. Time to hit the road.
Okay. I'm going to up probably the sound a little bit for the characters' voices.
I would heartily agree.
Because it's like, uh, okay, master volume. Back. So let's see here. Dog. That's a walk cycle.
I think I see our ship. You're not leaving without me, are you?
Better or worse or
The same.
uh mentioned a rope around here.
I'm in a canyon, which doesn't make it easy to navigate. I hope the data's trustworthy and you're close by. I think that's my rope. It didn't just fall out of the backpack, so apparently I didn't have time to collect it before I fell.
Well, I got my climbing rope.
Oh, I have something on the tracker. I assume it's no one from the crew, so perhaps it's my beacon. Warm. Getting warmer.
Oh,
Got you. I found it. Look for me on your trackers.
I think it was. Yep, map. So, kind of head that way. Interesting sand patterns here.
Okay. Moving on.
Hmm. So, that's a bit close for a sun.
All right. No time to lose.
Ooh, pretty.
If this area is volcanically active, ash outbursts and extreme temperature changes may explain the extinction of local fauna and flora. but it's all just too idyllic. There's no dust in the air. The sky's clear, and the soil looks like laterite to me. Perhaps not highly fertile, but not entirely barren. On some planets, such storms last for several hundred days. I hope it's not one of them.
That's Deep Canyon. Love it.
Time to go.
Nope. And Final Fantasy VII, squeezing through things. More planets. Oh.
I could already see the camp. Over 400 meters in a straight line. I see you. Can you hear me? I just need to get down from here.
Okay, that looks... Ugh. That looks a bit easier to handle, I'd say.
The escarpment is about 10 meters high. Looks like I could slide down.
What?
On second thoughts, maybe not. The last thing I need now is an injury. Out of the frying pan. Into the fire. At least I can hook the rope here.
Oh, since we have it.
I'm reporting that I'm starting my descent. I'll be at the bottom soon.
Let's hope this holds. Yeah. Well, no injuries, but lost the rope. Oh man, the dust storm. Fudge. No! No!
Visibility could be better. Maybe I should wait.
I think this is scripted.
The storm gets worse.
Okay. Settings. Accessibility. Okay, sounds, I'm gonna bring that down a little bit. Admittedly. Oh no, what? What? No. No. Headache.
What happened? Where?
We'll save the comic stuff for after we beat it.
Impossible. I'm much closer to my destination. I must have walked for some time.
With a headache?
I don't remember it. Did I black out again?
Hmm.
Send Hopper closer to the camp. Find a place to land. I need to get back to Dragonfly as soon as possible. Go to the infirmary and do a full set of tests on myself.
Sure, if this is the best way. Map. Okay, I guess this is the best way. Hmm. Do 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 do. Oh. Ah, yes. Rock climbing on alien planets is super simple.
I remember you. Regis' third satellite.
What? Non-spacesuit! Coffee!
Astrogator, sir. Crew,
Dr. Gorski, right on time. Any updates?
we have a set of data from the near-surface probe.
How's the activity?
0, 0, and 2.
So, less than nothing. Atmosphere?
Nitrogen, 78%. Argon, 2%. Carbon dioxide, 0. Methane, 4%. The rest is oxygen.
Wait, that's 16%. With oxygen concentration as such, there should be life. At least some microbes, and yet we have detected no traces.
No, we'll get to that later. Let's finish with the probe readings first. Air radioactivity?
It's virtually 0.
In a word, a paradise. No radioactivity, no endospores, no bacteria, no mold, no viruses, nothing.
Just the oxygen. If there are no living organisms on the continent, there shouldn't be this much of it.
What if life develops on some other continents here?
No, I doubt it. Insulation outside the equatorial zone is weak. You don't see how thick the polar ice caps were, Doctor. I can guarantee a minimum of 5 miles of ice sheet. Potentially 6.
Smoking on
That's
ship.
true. There's more chance of something in the ocean. Some seaweed, algae. But why didn't life migrate to the land?
Could be because of hard radiation.
I don't think so. According to the probe readings, the ground activity is exceptionally low for this part of the galaxy.
I wonder if some special kind of drought-intolerant evolution occurred here. That would at least explain some of the abnormalities.
Anyway, we'll have to take a look under the water. First, it would be good to know what time frame we're working with.
Wait, let's see here.
Marit, do you have the geological analysis?
It's a bit too
Air?
early for mature conclusions, but this planet looks old to me. Such a fossilized egg must be at least 6 billion years old. Besides, the sun has seen better days too. It's almost a bit off.
Any rare resources, forms, creatures?
We can't expect such detailed data, sir. Not from this distance.
Yes, we would have to explore the surface.
Astrogator, what exactly are we looking for?
The value of this planet. For now, it may seem like the pinnacle of nonsense, but I assure you that Regis 3 is not without worth.
With all due respect, Astrogator, I have the impression you're not telling us everything.
As always, Dr. Koval, your instincts are correct. Please forgive my reticence. My goal was to maintain unimpeded research neutrality. There is indeed a very important factor of interest in this planet. The Alliance.
The Alliance?
The Alliance?
Correct.
What do they have to do with it?
Well, they've sent their most powerful unit here.
But to our best knowledge, Condor's traversing a distant quadrant.
Well, I'm not talking about the Condor.
So, the Invincible.
Good guess, Doctor. A steel behemoth with the power to produce billions of kilowatts in a split second, converting it into energy fields that no material body can penetrate, concentrating it into destructive rays as hot as stars that can reduce a mountain range to dust or evaporate an ocean, together with its crew of almost 100 men, professionals that are neither better nor worse than us.
Well, I dare to say we're better trained, Astrogator. They are, however, unquestionable masters of propaganda.
I know that some accomplishments they brag about are very much far-fetched, but the capabilities of the Invincible are not subject to doubt. And we as the scientific body should sever ourselves from the emotional and symbolic facade. In other words, we cannot ignore facts just because we don't like them, Mr. Cooper.
All right. But where do we stand in all this, together with our, may I say, not quite as numerous staff?
Despite our modest forces, we still have a chance to gain a critical advantage over the Alliance, while avoiding confrontation.
Okay. And how would we do that?
Simple. We leave this planet before the Invincible arrives here.
Which is when, exactly?
Well, they're still far away.
Astrogator, please, how much time do we have to conduct safe research?
13 days.
There's no time to lose, then.
I appreciate your eagerness, Cove. Dr. Krauter, do we need full gear?
Definitely. Also, I caution you against taking off your helmets for a prolonged duration. This amount of methane is not neutral. Breathing the local atmosphere will lead to saturation drop. And you may start showing symptoms of mild brain damage. Feel stupefied. But don't worry, not before an hour or even a couple of hours.
I see. Dr. Gorski, will you program Artie to collect samples?
Of course.
Marit, Krauter, please prepare for the surface. Koval, you two. You're leaving early in the morning.
And what about me?
You're staying on board, Doctor.
But Astrogator!
This is not a fight. I need you. As you well know, there's not much work to do for a biologist on Regis 3. If any.
Okay, so our character is a biologist.
Well, if I was ordered to stay, what the hell am I doing here?
Yeah. Also, beautiful looking game. Ooh.
Oh, thank goodness. Not everyone's in the field. This is Dr. Yasna reporting. Do you copy? I'm entering the campgrounds.
The camp.
Is anyone out there? Andropot. Androbot, stop! What the... Dr. Gorski, have you made changes to the Androbot's algorithms? Without telling anyone? Again? Ah, well... Never mind.
Can't get in there. Can get in there. Let's see here.
Hey! Anybody out there? It's Dr. Yasna! Krauser was correct. Life on Regis hasn't left the water. Koval also. He said something about it.
Ooh.
Dragonfly, come in.
Hello, Regis. Dragonfly here. Dr. Yasna at the radio.
And Novik? Is his leg still bothering him?
Yes, he's been resting in his quarters.
We're setting up on the shoreline. It's late, but we still have time to examine the ocean floor. Gorski is preparing the probe for launch. We'll start research soon. Oh, one more thing, Yasna.
Yes?
It's beautiful here. The ocean, wind, sand. My suit is pinching and cramping just at the mere sight.
Should I include this in my reports?
I'm serious. I don't know about you, but over the years I've learned to hate the void. We do everything to go further, see more, take mankind one step closer to omnipotence, and then we can't even take a walk on land. As if enjoying everything that's around us was almost a criminal act.
Oh, please spare me these lamentations. The only thing I can do is walk along the Dragonfly corridor.
You're not missing out on anything, Yasna. Crackling suit, big gloves, debris hitting the helmet's glass.
But the beach is like the one at home, right?
Almost.
We have to examine the composition of the ocean water.
Collect mineral samples.
Yes, that's right. Do you want to do the honors?
Gladly.
Koval, where are you going?
Probe
Over.
the water. I'm switching to
We're a
manual.
little, quick recce. I'm gonna take a look around.
Distance 100.
All right, Koval. I'll allow you to go on this recce of yours.
Copy that. Thank you.
You're too soft on him, Yasna.
I know, I know.
500.
Damn me. Am I seeing this right?
What the heck is that thing?
Dr. Krauser, would you please have a look here? Of course. Just a second. It's like a school of fish.
This is life.
Koval, did you hear that? They found something.
I'm coming. I'm here.
About time. Here, take a look.
What are they doing?
They're moving away from us.
From us? We're talking about an artificial robotic gizmo.
Right from the probe. As soon as I swing it closer to them, do you see what happens?
Is this normal, Yasna? What do you think?
It's hard to speak of normality here, but animals are usually not afraid of equipment or anything they haven't seen before.
Are you saying they've already seen probes?
I've no idea, but their behavior suggests some sort of defense mechanism. Catch at least one for examination, then I'll be able to say more.
Come here.
Okay, I guess that's the probe then.
Got it. What did you do? I had to electrocute him. Wouldn't have caught it otherwise. I'm taking the specimen ashore. That's a fine one. There'll be plenty to dissect, Yasna.
Guess there's Nothing really here.
Oh, maybe if I... RT? Default position.
Huh?
I don't know what's wrong with you, buddy, but you clearly don't want to cooperate.
Let's see. Now let's get in this tent, because... Oh. Hello?
Oh, Dr. Crowther. Didn't you hear me earlier? Doctor. Is everything all right?
That's not normal behavior.
Doctor, please, look at me. I report that I've located Dr. Crowther. He's in bad shape. I'm gonna examine him now. Excuse me.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Astrogator.
Finally. I've been listening to you for 2 hours now.
My receiver is dead.
No need to explain yourself, Doctor. I know everything. The transmitter was still working, so I heard your reports. Glad you didn't lose your head.
Wait, please. I need to reconnect. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Copy you, Doctor. Loud and clear. As I understand it, there's only Dr. Crowther at the camp, and he's not well. What happened to him?
I was just about to examine him. Dr. Crowther, please don't be startled. I need to take your hand. Temperature normal. Pulse 2. O2 saturation is fine. There's nothing physically wrong with the doctor. His pupils respond properly. Look at my finger. No delay in reactions.
Yet no response to verbal communication.
None.
Conclusions, Doctor? Do you have any idea what's wrong with him?
Both mental illness and serious bodily injury could contribute to this condition. However, he wasn't suffering from any disorders. And there's nothing wrong with him physically. Epileptic seizure and chronic diseases can also be ruled out.
So what? He's just fine?
On the contrary, something is very wrong with him and I can't figure out what. Which is even more worrying.
I'll prepare the infirmary. But first things first, the lander. We need to get you all on board. Everyone, not just Dr. Crowther.
Couldn't we just evacuate him right away?
If it were that easy, I would have sent the hopper long ago. Please look for the mission log. It should include crucial data about the crew's activities. We have 3 more people to find, and you still need to designate a place for the landing.
Okay.
Hello? Anyone else here? I found Dr. Crowther.
Molecular physics. Ooh. Hey, somebody's logbook. Dr. Crowder's.
It's not a mission log, but it will do. Dr. Crowther kept records. Meticulous as always.
What's in there?
Initial analysis of the samples revealed nickel, iron, manganese, beryllium, titanium. The composition, I would give it a lot. Understand what it actually is. Quick theory. Giant nickel iron meteor splashed into the atmosphere of Regis 3, melting its surface millions of years ago. Oh, wait, scratch that. Shape of the structures contradicts it.
Dr. Gorski has moved away from the research sector to the west.
Ah, that's right. You followed those deposits of metal.
The most important thing is probably the landing coordinates. BA 2316.
Noting. 3. Excellent. I'm uploading the data. Starting calibration. Are you looking for the detector?
Yeah, just a sec.
Hello?
Got it.
Please make sure it works.
Ooh, that actually.
I don't understand why it wouldn't. It's a rather reliable piece of equipment.
Like everything around that's already broke.
Okay, checked. I'm leaving the tent.
All right, now for the robot.
It's unresponsive.
Yes, I know. I'm currently trying to establish connection.
Can I help somehow?
You must look for the others, Doctor. I'll take care of this myself. Get the tin head back on its feet remotely. And secure Krauter. I have everything I need. Just...
Is something wrong with the connection, sir?
It's not working. I'm not sure why. There's a relay transmitter in the camp, so the signal should be strong enough.
A relay?
Yasna, what are you up to?
One sec. I'm looking for it.
What about the rest of the crew? You're gonna make them wait?
If the androbot isn't working properly, I can't just leave Krauter like this. He might hurt himself.
Fine. Proceed as you deem fit.
Okay, this looks to be... So, sign up. Sign up.
I've got bad news. Our signal is far too weak to restart that androbot.
The relay malfunction?
Not exactly. It's completely fried. I don't think a sandstorm could cause such damage.
Well, that's irrelevant now, Doctor. There must be a spare somewhere in the camp. Please search for it.
Spare relays.
No luck. They're not in here.
Okay. Yeah, let's close it. Okay. In here, maybe? Nope.
Not here either.
Maybe here? Ah, yellow canisters.
I have the extra relay.
Excellent. The signal should be back as soon as it's turned on.
Closing. Okay.
Very good. I'm connected. What happened here? This is unlike anything I've ever seen.
Is it gonna work?
We'll see. I rebooted the systems. That should help. Good, good. It's receiving instructions.
Ugh, I don't know if the androbot should already be doing something.
Is it still frozen?
Yes, unfortunately.
Positronic brain has correct readings. Receptors.
It worked. He moved.
Finally. Artie should be walking now. Does he? His positional data hasn't changed.
Well, you can see that he really wants to go, but still can't. Please check his legs.
Could be the servo motor. Ah, that's it. God, you tin bastard. Thank you, Doctor. I won't hold you any longer. Go find the others while I finish here. That's an order.
Yes, sir.
Not sure if that's fixed or not. Let's see here. Let's try this way. Ugh.
Finally, it works. Krauter, 5 meters. Careful.
Okay.
I found the area marked by Dr. Krauter. There's no one around.
What do you think? Can we land the hopper safely here?
I think so. Solid ground, a large flat area. We won't find a better place.
Entry point? Will it be 50 meters? Air accessibility is paramount.
Yes, it's relatively clean. You can send Hopper, sir. Huh. Looks like the rocks at the landing area. The ones drawn by Krauter.
The doctor marked a waypoint. I don't recall...
It's just a sketch. No markings.
Well, if so, we should do it. What would you call them?
I'll call them Titans. Has a nice ring to it.
Noted.
One more thing, Astrogator. The Titans are almost white, unlike the environment around them.
Yes, thank you. That's valuable information. Be useful in navigating.
Ooh, I see a flag.
Damn! I seem to have gone too far. I can see the field markings that Dr. Gorski left behind, and haven't found anyone yet.
They all may have left the area as well. But before you move on, make sure to check the whole perimeter.
As long as I'm here, let's see if I can spot someone in the distance.
Right. Anything interesting?
Let's do over here then. Sorry, we're not talking. It's like there's a lot of people talking in this game, so I don't want to talk over them. It's Especially with the fact that they're at max
Entering the
volume.
research area. Clear for now.
Tracker?
Silent. By the way, what did they find here?
Oh, right. You don't remember. A piece of metal sticking out of the ground. Sounds inconspicuous, but in this desert environment, it's a phenomenon. The artifact turned out to be too big to dig up, or to subject to chemical and spectrometric analysis. Dr. Gorski set out to investigate its source, to find some end.
And? Did he?
That I don't know, unfortunately.
It's here. I can see the structure. I'm in the right place.
Understood. Please continue.
That is definitely not normal. That is 100%.
Got someone. I'm following the signal. Huh. There's something on the ground.
That's somebody's book. Their record book. Okay. Ah, here we go.
The signal's coming from a castle backpack.
That's concerning.
Getting close. I still don't see anyone though.
Backpack's here. Oh, oh, hello.
Marit! I see her.
What's her condition?
Marit! Marit! Marit, wake up. Wake up. Do you hear me?
Dr. Marit?
No.
Base here.
No vital functions.
What's going on?
I need to. 1, 2, 3. Come on. Come on. 1, 2. Don't do this to me, Marit. Don't. Please. Live down. Marit. I beg you.
Doctor. Yasna.
No.
That's enough. Enough.
Marit. Astrogator. She's.
I know. Doctor. Yasna. We have to find the others.
Please give me a minute.
Of course.
Everything will be fine. All fine. Koval's next.
Yes, I think so. We should be close.
Do you think Koval?
Let's not assume the worst. You'll find it, Doctor. Alive. I'm sure about that.
Someone's here.
Oh. Somebody's dead already. Somebody's brain dead. Oh no.
Yasna, status. Yasna.
He's also not moving. Koval? Don't do this to me. Oh. You're alive! Did you hear that, sir? Koval's alive.
I didn't doubt it for a second, Doctor. What's his current state?
Checking. Parameters normal, yet he's completely unresponsive. Koval? Koval! His eyes are so empty. Just like Krauter's. Koval! What the hell is wrong with you?
Are all the symptoms the same as Dr. Krauter's?
There's life
He's
on this
calm.
planet after all, yes.
Calmer.
Well,
Strangest
at
thing.
least he's alive. Now listen to me, Yasna. The lander is on its way, but before you get Dr. Koval
Suction.
on board, I want you to do something. Yasna,
I'm listening.
please look around for his journal.
It's everywhere. In pieces.
Not good. Koval was in radio contact with Dr. Gorski.
Taking notes.
That's exactly why it's so important. These notes may help us find our man.
I'll go over them. But it may take a while.
Okay.
Huh.
Have you found it?
No, it's nothing about Dr. Gorski. Found them. Surprisingly accurate. He wrote down Gorski's every step.
Great. Let's get Koval to the evacuation area. Can you carry him, Doctor?
Will be pretty hard in 1G. But the gravity here should make things a tad easier. Got him.
Shit. Oh, wait, no, that's the...
The
Come on.
animal with Krauter is also on its way to the site. You'll need shortly.
The lander's already descending. Damn. I've a bad feeling. It won't break into pieces, right?
The descent is proceeding smoothly. Don't worry. Don't get it. What could have led to all this? Krauter, our dear Merritt, now Koval, an unprecedented degradation of equipment, recurring connectivity issues. It all has to be related somehow. On the other hand, how could it be? There's not much on this planet. Primitive life forms in the ocean, metal deposits in the ground. Although the latter got Dr. Gorski's interest, for some reason.
It's crazy how everything's falling apart here. I don't know. Maybe we're dealing with some kind of anomaly. An atmospheric or magnetic phenomenon.
Wouldn't something like that show on the charts? All those measurements Gorski took?
I remember. Maybe he made a mistake.
Well, he's here at least. In you go, little buddy.
See you up there. Only Gorski's left. He might have made it quite far.
Agreed. Everything points to it.
I don't know how long I'll be looking for him. It might take hours before I come back.
We also don't know Gorski's condition, nor what he's going through.
I know time's running out. Still, I should go back for Merritt. We need to find out what killed her. How did she die? For everyone's sake.
Hadn't considered that. You want to carry her to the lander?
Yes. I need to understand.
Okay, that's a pretty good one. Need to figure out what caused her death. Let's take a closer look at our buddy here, briefly. Just yeah, that's not normal. That's not how any of those items form in nature. That is not normal by any means. Hmm. Let's grab the journal, just in case.
It's Marit's journal.
Could you take it, please?
Yes. Of course.
There's a sedimentary clay and there's space lectures. Cosmos Solidarity Alliance. Dear Dr. Merritt, this is in response to the latest information conference. We would like to offer you a promotion to future exponential obelisk 03 as an astrogator. Your skills and overall performance in the previous mission prove to us your readiness to take the next step in your space journey. We would be delighted to receive your response as soon as you are back from your current mission. Sincerely, General Pixard, Commanding Officer, Space Division. Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir. Come in. How are you feeling?
How do you think, sir? I'm managing. Somehow.
Forgive me, but I need to know if you're ready to continue your mission.
Ready? Well, I don't think we have much choice in the matter. There's only one way forward.
So let's get Merritt's body back to the lander. And then find Dr. Gorski.
I've served with Dr. Merritt for over 2 decades.
Ooh.
Made of sterner stuff. The sternest. Many of us relied on her. I did.
Did you know that headquarters offered her a promotion? She would have been the first female astrogator in the history of the Commonwealth.
I had no idea.
Doesn't matter anymore, really.
Not entirely. Merritt will be awarded posthumously.
I'm taking you at your word, astrogator. This could pave the way for others. And that's what she would have cared about the most.
No doubt about it.
Okay. Why is that thing steaming still? Seriously. Okay. Enjoy your corpse, buddy. Pretty sure there'd be some extra precautions, like...
Please take good care of her.
Of course. Dr. Gorski's next. Let's hope he got out of danger in time.
It would be good to know what kind of danger we're talking about.
Okay. Dr. Gorski is through here. So we gotta follow his flags. Dr. Gorski.
I'm leaving the excavation site. How did he come down?
I don't think that's right. No, not this side. Okay.
I've got Gorski's signal.
So soon? It's unlikely to be him.
Then who?
Not who, but what. Well, it's weird. Dr. Gorski hardly ever parted with it.
With what? Ah, you're talking about the teleprobe.
Yes.
I located the probe. It's lying on the ground, inactive.
Can't be completely broken if you picked up a signal. I'd say it's running in safe mode. Please try to power it on.
Do we have time for this?
It's for a good reason, Doctor. The probe could prove useful in the search. And besides, you'll see.
Okay. I'm opening the probe. Turning the systems on.
No, stop. Wait for my instructions. There's a button on the left side of the fuse box. Hold it, and then turn the dial again.
Left side of the fuse box. Ah, there we go.
Go ahead.
Slide records.
Correct.
I didn't know we had access to them.
You couldn't have known. This is not standard procedure. But as they say, extremis malis, extrema remedia.
In extreme circumstances, I believe, is the
Let's take a look.
very rough translation. Okay, that came down.
A photo of the first days on the surface. They started exploring the littoral zone almost immediately.
They reported as much. Wasn't until the fourth day the comms failed.
The fish. The whole, like, biggest catch thing right there.
I recognize these structures. This is where they began to dig.
Okay.
Hours passed. 3 crew members are still there. Dr. Gorski must have left already.
We lost contact shortly thereafter.
The probe followed him, and he followed the detector's readings.
Going after those metal structures.
Yes, that's what I meant.
What's next?
Last slide. There's mostly noise.
Nothing in particular stands out to you, Doctor. They were digging and suddenly, poof, people are dead?
No need to shout, Astrogator. I'm just letting you know what I see. That's all. Hang on. An absurdly high electromagnetic field reading.
That's something. Sort of. What are the earlier readings?
Checking. Still high in the slide just before. And earlier, quite normal.
Let's see here. And 0. Pip there. No. Temp, pressure, radiation, electromagnetics. Radiation 2. 84. Wait. Radiation 84? Radiation jumped? That's not good. Electromagnetic.
It happened in a matter of seconds. But there's nothing except dunes. Sand, a few rocks, a shadow,
And the radiation dropped.
another sandstorm, I guess.
All right, Doctor. Let's move on. You may turn on the fuses now. We'll take the probe with us.
Good, buddy.
Good. I've got it on my radar. Now I can give commands to the probe. And? What do you see? Is it working correctly?
If you run it on manual steering, sir, then it works just fine.
That's exactly what I'm doing. You have a keen eye. I'll put it in auto mode. From now on, it will follow you, Doctor.
Oh, it'd be nice to have some company. I mean, apart from yours, sir.
1 second. That's odd. There's no data in the probe's memory. No ID, no nothing. Do you want to give it a new ID? Name it, basically. After all, it'll be with you for a while. So, what's it going to be?
Please use your old name. It was Olga, if I remember correctly.
Makes sense, given that it's still the same probe. Done. Now, a few more tweaks, and you'll have a flying measurement center at your disposal.
Okay.
I don't see these metal structures anywhere. The detector's measurement is very clear. I'm going straight on.
No crossroads? Branches?
Not yet. Just one thick, tangled vein.
I do like the detector, though. That is a cool thing right there. Oh, oh boy.
Huh. I guess I found the first point.
You guess? We have to be sure, Doctor.
Well, I'm at the first clear branching of these structures, such as reported by Dr. Gorski.
All right. What happened next?
Structure is massive vertical exhibit surface.
He followed the branch to the right. Another thing he reported was a massive vertical structure.
So, followed the branch to the right. Let's go to the left.
So much of it. I guess this is the fourth point, where the massive structure was mentioned. Our flag should be at the top.
Oh.
Three, two, one.
The land is departing.
Yes, they're on their way. Thank you for your assistance. Without your help, it would have taken much longer.
What's the plan for the second flight? The same place?
That would work best. Certain, proven. When you and Dr. Gorski come back, I'll send the lander right away.
As long as we find Dr. Gorski in one piece, obviously, but... Okay, there's the structure.
I've reached the top. The doctor discovered something new from here. Something he called bushes.
Huh. I've heard that term before.
In their conversations between Koval and Gorski.
No, Jasna. You're the one who reported it to me. Right after you landed.
Seriously? Well, I don't see anything like it now, sir. Wait. Koval noted down the parameters. Azimuth 350. Distance 200 meters.
Copy that. I'm sending the probe.
Got it. I see the bushes.
And the doctor?
Hard to tell. Visibility is poor. It's gonna be harder than before. I don't know how the doctor...
When it comes to finding a safe route, there won't be a problem. But you'll have to get there on your own 2 feet.
I suppose the probe will carry out the first task. It's capable yet?
Of course. I set the environment analysis mode. The probe will calculate the best route between your location and your destination. It'll guide you along the defined path. The calculations will only take a moment.
Hi, Olga. Lead the way. Hi, Olga. I must say, it's a clever device, this probe of ours. Hey, can it fly for this long?
Yes. Longer than you can stand on your feet.
Sounds like the perfect research unit. Maybe even better than a human.
Well, let's not exaggerate.
Of course, I wasn't being serious. However helpful they may be, they're still just tools in the hand of man, often faulty. Oh, we have a problem.
Something serious?
I already mentioned the faulty machines, right? Well, the route determined by the algorithm goes over a chasm.
I can repeat the command.
No. I'll go around.
Unfortunately, this is an outdated model. Such mistakes are inevitable. But the perception module itself has already been greatly improved. Its accuracy increases exponentially.
Exponentially? Can you imagine us, proteinaceous creatures, developing so quickly, sir?
No, not in the course of evolution. You can't perfect a person like that.
That's right, you can't. We wait thousands of years for visible changes.
Oh, have you started to fear for your position?
Well, everything indicates that the clear distinction between humans and robots will soon disappear.
And then what?
We won't be limited by our own abilities. Robots will excel in areas where we either cannot or do not want to surpass them. To put it bluntly, they will do the dirty work for us.
And we'll just sit in the warm privacy of a laboratory? Send them to the other side of the universe?
Yeah, that's one example.
Well, I don't know.
Shh. Astrogator, can you hear that?
What am I supposed to be hearing?
That's the point. Nothing. Silence. We're talking about robots, and Dr. Gorski still hasn't spoken on the channel.
Well, I don't know. He must be a long way from here.
Those definitely look like bushes.
Dr. Gorski, are you here somewhere? These bushes are kind of weird.
You better stay away, Doctor. I'd like a brief description. Just keep a distance.
Allow me to use the language I would use to describe living forms, sir.
Of course.
So they look like pituitary, brush-like formations. They can be singular, though in some locations they create a uniform thicket that covers the walls of the ravine in a rusty brush-like layer. They're high, more or less, from 1 to several meters. They grow out of cracks in the bare rock. That's how it looks, to put it briefly.
Would you also venture to guess their significance? Some function, purpose?
Staying on the topic of biological analogies, which in itself is already a major scientific distortion.
Yes, I understand. These are not real plants.
But if they were plants, those protruding parts climbing up, they would serve to obtain energy, mainly solar. Astrogator, Gorski's not here. I'm afraid he continued to explore. And if he went where I think he did, he might have lost contact with the camp as well as Dragonfly.
So we will most likely lose contact too.
Possibly. Well, there's only one way to be certain. It's your decision, sir.
Please continue your search. We have to find him.
That's the unwritten rule, isn't it? Under no circumstances do we leave anyone behind.
That's right, Doctor. You can lose everything else, but you have to have the crew on board. The living and the dead. This is one of the most crucial imperatives, even though it's not in the regulations.
He's already breaking up. It's a bit odd in the fact that we have bush-like structures.
The line's breaking up, but I understood. I'll let you know, sir, when I come out of the tunnel.
Oh boy. Ugh. Do not get stuck in these things.
Altitude 24,000. Speed 250. Don't smoothly hover. Already at 12,000. Throttle down. 30 seconds till touchdown. Everything's looking good. Over.
Roger that.
Altitude 5,000. Ignition 10%. I record data dropper, but otherwise still looking good. Entering final descent. 47
Copy. Entering final. Hopper has landed. I repeat, Hopper has landed. Astrogator, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Any side effects? Landing wasn't too hard on you?
All good. Spine still in one piece. No signs of overstrain. Not even shortness of breath.
Perfect. Hopefully the hike to camp goes just as smoothly.
I wonder what that option is over there.
I'm going outside.
Visibility?
100%. The dust has already settled. I've located the second lander. Our people are still on this planet.
Ah, very good. I was afraid they might try to fly off, which wouldn't be the best idea given the loss of communication with Dragonfly.
Sir, something's wrong.
What is it?
The hatch is half open. Did they report hydraulics failure?
How should I know? You were the last person in contact with the crew, Doctor.
Right. I'm inside.
And? How is it?
Even if they wanted to, they couldn't go back to Dragonfly. Their lander looks damaged, to put it mildly. Or more accurately, it seems like a storm has passed through it.
Understood. I mean, I don't understand how it happened. But that means...
Hopper is the only vehicle that can take us home. Affirmative.
Right. Well, then we can't afford another mistake. I'm taking the lander into orbit. I'll send it directly to the camp as soon as we find a suitable landing zone.
We've gotten out of worse than this. Equipment breaks from time to time, that's normal. But now,
Go ahead. What's bothering you?
this lack of communication. It takes too long. Especially considering there's a cyberneticist amongst them.
Yes. It worries me too.
Ooh, that's really pretty. This game is a lot of like good old like golden age science fiction vistas, like this. And this.
Whoa. Damn. You were right, Cobble. It's beautiful here. I have an object in sight.
Where? Ah, there.
This is where they searched the ocean's biosynosis.
Meaning... Oh, where they call that fish, right?
Yeah. They stopped here first, then walked along the coastline northward.
Correct. But I think you might consider taking a shortcut towards the east, straight to the camp.
Yeah.
Copy that. Heading east.
So following this way. So, Crag time. Astro Crag.
They stopped for a break.
How do you know? Are there any signs of the crew?
I found a cigarette butt and a pack. Someone was smoking here,
So, they didn't give a damn about the regulations.
disrupting the ecosystem.
That's not the point. I understand you want to minimize the effects of our interference here, Doctor, but the mission's safety is at stake. I don't think I have to explain to you the dangers of igniting a dusty atmosphere. Preserving the integrity of Regis 3's already extinct ecosystem is not a priority in this scenario. Negligible, actually.
Security procedures exist for humans. The rule of integrity is for the sake of everything alien to us. We shouldn't place one above the other.
We say, yes, the mission and the safety of our people have the highest priority. Always.
Always? Are we really that self-righteous?
Of course, Doctor. We must be the most important to ourselves. And they must be the most important to themselves. Whoever they will be. In the end, the strongest will survive. Isn't that how evolution works?
Not in a biological sense, Astrogator. Besides, I'm not convinced if we should interfere with everything alien to us just because we can.
Doctor,
Excuse my interruption, sir. Can you please confirm that I'm on the correct route?
yes, I confirm. This rate will reach the camp within an hour. So, continuing. Man would still be a monkey if he'd only looked at trees instead of cutting them down.
Yes. We have a nasty nature. I can't argue with that.
And just for those watching, I am playing this completely blind, so all the choices are ones I'm just kind of like going off immediately. So, and so far, I feel like I'm doing a good job of keeping within my boundary of trying to answer based off of, you know, Golden Age science fiction. So,
This path is not the easiest one. But at least I'm moving onwards.
At the military academy, they used to say that difficult routes lead us the farthest. Well, hopefully not too far. You still have to come back.
Are you trying to motivate me, sir?
Of course.
I appreciate the, effort.
check my map. I chose a different route, but that was faster. Oh, hey, we got the bush stuff.
What is this? Astrogator, I found a peculiar inorganic structure. It looks like some spiky metal growths.
Artificial plants? Is spontaneous growth possible with this type of structure?
I've never seen anything like this. I wish I had time to run some tests.
When the situation is stabilized, we will take samples. I promise.
Oh. Oh god.
I feel nauseous. Suddenly. That's not it. I feel darkness.
That's a bit weird.
Is everything alright?
Yes, yes, all good. They're already in the infirmary on life support. We found them in time.
How about their reactions? Have they regained consciousness? I mean, maybe one of them said something.
Unfortunately, they're still unresponsive. I'll let you know if anything changes. I'm doing an EEG on them right now.
Oh, hey, climbing.
I confirm. Gorski was here. His rope is still hanging from the slope.
That's a good sign. since he left it, he intends to come back this way.
Why hasn't he yet? Guess I know where Gorska was going.
Flashbang by a drone.
Going down after him. Tell me one more thing. When it comes to Marit, are you going to use a grave tapper?
Yes, I'm considering that as a possibility. And what is your opinion? Should we look into it, Brian?
The more we know, the better chance.
Just that report.
One sec. Oh, I'm at the end of the rope.
Isn't that good?
Not at all.
What do you mean?
I'm stuck. I'm hanging with all my weight on the rope, away from the wall. There's still a fair few meters left to the ground.
Can you go back?
Using just my hands, strapped with all this extra weight? No, not a chance.
What if you sway?
I can just jump off.
Is that safe?
A substantial fall on unsteady ground. This is hardly a maneuver that I would describe as safe.
So let's take a moment to analyze the situation.
I'm thinking, if Gorski went down this way and didn't break anything.
Yeah, we don't know that, Yasna. He could keep going even with injuries.
All right, so do you have another idea? Oh, will I be hanging like this until the end of time itself?
There is a certain possibility, or rather uncertain, but maybe it's worth trying.
I'm listening.
Can you see the probe?
Yes. It's flying near me.
Good. If I instructed it to fly as close as possible to you, you could grab onto it.
You sure it will hold me?
That I cannot guarantee.
All right, let's give it a try.
I'm entering the instruction. You must guide me.
2 meters forward. Stop, that's enough.
You have a really good eye. Exactly 2 meters. Is the maneuver complete?
You could say so. I fell from a lower height. It was a soft landing, though.
Footprints, so he did actually land. Somewhat natural, but it still
At
doesn't.
last contact with Regis a few minutes after noon. Even then, Dr. Gorski was walking alone. Communications blew up shortly before he got here. He didn't take a tent. Anyway, what's the idea of doing it alone?
This place is amazing. It's all made up of these structures. Except they don't look like creations of nature anymore.
Maybe that's why Dr. Gorski, not to mention the Alliance.
Well, if we're looking for something on this planet, this could be it. These structures form entire multi-story complexes. They look like a city.
Are you saying that...
No. There's no point in jumping to conclusions yet.
The city.
Are you receiving a signal?
What signal?
From Dr. Gorski.
No, none. Why are you asking?
He tried to open up a connection, set up a transmitter.
There's nothing on the comms, but I'll check the record history. Please give me a moment.
Dr. Gorski set up the flags.
So, he kept going, despite the lack of communication with the rest.
You'd have to see it with your own eyes, sir. This place. Gorski may have lost himself in his discovery.
Are you joking, Doctor? Lost himself? Gorski? He may not have respect for the unknown, but he has his feet firmly on the ground. Should be looking for a way back by now.
I think he must have discovered something. And since he suffers from excessive ambition, he's capable of stupid acts in the name of a breakthrough.
Well, I admit, that sounds more like him. You must trace his steps, Doctor.
I'm working on it. Left or right?
Clearance. Let's go through the gap.
All right. I'll squeeze through the passage.
2 more hours.
Huh?
That's all Gorski has left of oxygen, at best.
And at worst?
He's just finishing it up. Though it all depends on his activity.
If I remember correctly, there is a risk of methane poisoning.
That's right. According to Dr. Krauter, negative symptoms can appear after an hour. Maybe after a few hours. I think you'll find Gorski by then.
Let's hope so. These constructions don't have a clear division into functions. They're huge, complicated, and uniform at the same time.
Do you have any idea where all this could have come from? I'm aware without tests you can't do much. But let's say on first inspection.
It's hard for me to imagine that any biological forms could survive here. The interiors of these structures are filled to the brim with wires and rods. So maybe this metal builds up somehow, by itself.
Oh, you've already said something similar before. Just after landing, when you found those bushes.
Yes, right.
Coincidence? Maybe.
Ah, I see the probe. Has it found anything?
It's not making any measurements at the moment.
Oh, why?
The overload protection is activated. Until I do a reset, it's on manual control.
Is it because of my flight?
It's possible, but please don't worry about it. What matters is that you're fine.
Oh, I see the cover snap right off.
Ah, yes. There's an error in the logs.
Wouldn't it be better if I helped you? I can close it manually after all.
I'd need some directions first. And to bring it to you.
No problem, I'm on it.
Okay.
First, let's find a place where I can land it. Otherwise you won't be able to help me, Doctor.
There. I found the right place.
All right, then. I'm waiting for instructions.
Let's see.
Okay.
Rotate the probe 120 degrees. Okay, now.
Okay, cameras forward. Let's see. Another 40.
Please rotate the probe 40 degrees. 13 meters forward.
Okay.
First 45 degrees to the right. And then 4 meters forward. 2 more meters to the right.
Oops. Two meters.
2 meters forward. Land.
Hey! Pretty good, I'd say.
How's the terrain? Those structures, are they still everywhere?
Yep. Wherever I look, there's metal. Oh, don't be angry.
It's not anger, it's a warning sign.
I know, I know. You're welcome, Olga.
Think I did that pretty well. Ah, here we go.
It's a bit like Pando. A colony of populous tremoloids. American aspen. The new trees grow not from seeds, but from root suckers of old trees. As a result, it's one giant organism, thousands of years old.
So you're in a dead metal forest?
Huh, that does sound bizarre. Though maybe.
Pando.
Doctor, something has been recorded after all. But there are plenty of errors in the transmission header. It's hard to say whether this is a message from Gorski.
Well then, sir, play it. Maybe we'll finally find out what's going on with the doctor.
Let's hope so. Gorski to base. I repeat, this is Gorski. Base, come in. No doubt, it's him. Well, let's keep listening. But as soon as you report anything, Doctor, I'll stop the recording. Bugger. No confirmation again. I report. I've made an amazing discovery. Geometric structures that a thicket of bushy, pointed rods and slats. Mostly iron, but not only. Molybdenum, carbon, tungsten. Altogether similar to a giant integrated circuit. A million swarm of tangled cables. Not a trace of electric current, polarity, not even residual magnetism. Maybe once upon a time, centuries ago, petawatts or exawatts of power flowed this way. To compare with something, it's probably a machine. Some kind of information collective structure. Maybe it was some kind of electronic brain. It makes me think of the Lyrans.
Lyrans?
A race of extinct sentient beings. Supposedly, they knew about light astrogation before we invented the wheel. They had to save themselves from the explosion of Nova. They sent ships. The remains of those ships have been found, ashed to a chip glued together. I've seen hypothetical schematics. The structures here remind me of those. Okay, moving on. Readings. Well, that's it. What follows is just a humming noise. Any thoughts, Doctor?
So far, it all leads to one conclusion. This is not a place for a man, nor for any humanoids.
Then who is it for?
Maybe it's really an alien technology. Those Lyrans.
As far as I know, all information about the Lyran civilization is just guesswork. Many consider Lyrans to be just a myth, so I wouldn't take it too seriously.
Well, I think there might be something to it.
By the way, you were right, Doctor. Gorski did lose himself in his discovery, in spite of everything.
Oh.
I can see the relay up close. Looks broken. Such damage could be caused by a local meteorological phenomenon. A severe thunderstorm with litho and electrometeors.
So, the weather is to blame for all of it?
Well, I can't think of a better explanation at the moment.
Abandoned things. Oh. It's funny is that I'm doing this and they're not reporting up. Okay.
There are more traces. This time handprints. And a drop detector.
What? Did I hear you right?
Yes, sir. You heard correctly. I'm afraid we must be ready for any eventuality.
Yeah, well, that doesn't mean we should assume the worst. I still believe you'll find him, Doctor.
I found something. Again.
I'm listening.
More of the same stuff. Gorski's things. More traces. Fine. Actions devoid of logic.
Back in the camp, you reported Merritt's abandoned things.
Shit. Ah!
Ouch!
Yes, now what is it?
I took a shortcut.
On purpose?
Not really.
Yeah.
Finally! I have his position.
A visual?
Not yet.
And looking at the time, we'll probably try and find Dr. Gorski.
Gorski, are you here? It's me, Yasna.
Still nothing.
Yeah. I found his backpack. You know what that means, sir? Oh, there he is. I see him. He's lying in a sinkhole. Almost there. Got him. He's not moving.
Still breathing.
Gorski! Gorski! Look at me! His eyes are closed.
Is he breathing?
He's alive, but barely.
Did he react in any way?
No reaction. He seems unconscious. Gorski! Come on!
Calm down, Doctor. Get him out of there. The probe's already looking for a landing site.
Okay. Let me just... I'm pulling him out.
I want to double check to see if the suit got
Done.
tore. Especially if
He's
these
out.
things are...
I activated his SOS. You should pick up a transmission with his parameters, sir. Well?
No, nothing. The transmitter in the suit must be too weak.
Should I retrieve his booster from the backpack?
No point. Better to set up a relay. We have to do it anyway so that Hopper can land in this maze. Have a preliminary scan of your surroundings. There's an open area nearby. You have to move Gorski there. The probe will guide you.
Okay, I'll carry him. It's just... his parameters don't look too good.
That's why we must hurry, Doctor.
Alright, come on, Gorski. I'll be honest, I'm not sure if, like, there is an actual time limit. So let's get Gorski saved. No, Yasna. Yasna's not the time.
Are you out in the open already?
Sort of. Yes.
Once you've set up the transmitter, I should start it.
Yes, lead me to that one.
There it is. Pulse, heart rate, saturation, almost within the range.
That's...
What was that?
I don't know. Everything is shaking.
Jasper,
No! No!
please hold on. I'll take off the button.
I caught the probe. I'm... Fuck! I'm flying.
think we'll stop once we gain control.
What? What was that? Astrogator, I'm underground. It's hard to determine my exact location. Novik, do you copy? Base, come in. I'm sending an SOS. Anyone, please. Okay. Stay calm. Just keep it together.
Looks to be okay. Vitals.
Heartbeat's racing, but saturation hasn't dropped below the tissue norm. Not yet, at least.
Okay, I think we're here. Go back to the main menu. Hopefully that will put us right there. Or at least close to it. But, in this case, that's the start of the Invincible. It's probably going to be another short series, to be honest. Because obviously I've seen things where, like, this is like like, probably 6 hours. So, we'll
It
go.
depends on how things go.
Yeah. As a heads up, we'll probably finish up the Invincible and then move on to the next game, which I've already lined up. So it's much more of like, I'm doing this just because it's like, let's see how things go. I'll see if there's like something out there that allows us to boost the characters' voices, because I'm pretty sure MPX is boosting the stream volume on the side stream that we have. But I'm not too sure how it's coming across on the stream itself. But I'm liking it so far. Admittedly, MPX, how do you feel I'm handling trying to play as a golden age science fiction?
Well, again, it's a walking simulator. It's really not about playing as one. It's sort of enjoying and immersing yourself into the story.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to do it as like, oh, hey, I'm playing as the protagonist of a golden age science fiction story, which means rationality, logical conclusions, with that hint of, like, adventurous spirit. I know there's probably some people out there that are like, oh, but golden age science fiction is garbage. It's like, no, golden age science fiction is very peculiar in how it handles things. The way I'd probably describe it is have a scientific concept and just focus entirely on that. Anything outside of that is generally the Penny Dreadful version of science fiction. Like you're like John Carter of Mars. I know some people are like, oh, that horrible movie. That was golden age science fiction as well. Flash Gordon, John Carter of Mars.
You have to remember, you would have to go to the original ones with the mindset of, we're talking about people who dreamed of going to the moon, not lived in the world where, yeah, we did.
We did, and now we're stuck with all these various gadgets and doodads. But some of the other ones are stuff like the Lensman, or more...
Well, heck, you don't even need to go that far. I mean, think of Dick Tracy. Dick Tracy's magic item is a radio watch. Everybody has that now.
Actually, no, it was a video radio watch.
Well, yes, but the fact that it was so small and essentially could be hidden on his person.
Yep. But I was about to mention, like, the much more, like, prominent golden age science fiction when somebody brings it up is obviously iRobot.
Mm-hmm.
Or or Foundation. Isaac Asimov is quite literally the front runner for what most people think of as golden age science fiction. And Isaac Asimov was an optimist. I fully believe in that, because if you read his stories, everything is about human ingenuity and the will to persevere. So it's one of those things of, I've seen some people like, but isn't it just male power fantasy? Like, everything's a power fantasy. It doesn't have to be male or anything of that nature. It's mostly just, quite literally, it's like, hey, Foundation is like, what if somehow humanity discovered a mathematical formula quite literally to predict the future. That's the scientific concept of Foundation, is quite literally a guy has figured out a mathematical formula to accurately predict the future. And the drama comes from the fact that they're like, oh, hey, we have this giant intergalactic spanning civilization, and this guy has immediately proposed it's not going to last 100 years. So, the whole thing...
And he says it with such accuracy because of, obviously,
yeah,
unlike every other Nostradamus out there.
He predicts it's not going to survive 100 years, but if you invest in me, I can shorten the span of after the fall and get us back into the realm of this intergalactic, interstellar civilization that will last far longer. But, obviously, like everything dealing with governmental things, a lot of the people are like, no, he's hot garbage. He's blowing it out of his ass. And so basically I'm not sure if it, because I think they put it as a republic, but like Roman Republic style thing. So,
well, the idea being is just, well, how do you manage to reignite the embers of civilization after such a huge fall that's almost guaranteed?
So he does get his funding, and the drama comes from various aspects of how is this going to work? So I like this. The Foundation is a good story. If you want something a bit more like, hey, we have a good concept, but a bit more actiony, Lensman by Doc E.E. Smith. Just be warned, there is a lot of with Lensman. Because it's obviously, that 1940s, 1950s mindset in that. And it's standard good versus evil. Like, no shit, good versus evil. Because, we have one race that's like, oh, it's trying to, propose harmony, and, everybody has a role to play in this greater society, whereas the evil is just, oh, it's basically might makes right, whoever wins out wins, and then it's just a lot of back and forth between the two superpowers, with our main characters and the equivalent of a giant organization of interstellar sheriffs, really? The Epimonius Lensman? Next week, obviously, we're going to be continuing with the Wednesday, Thursday, with Eddie on Satisfactory. Friday, obviously, we're going to do the Invincible. But I think next week, Eddie did mention on his stream that he was thinking about doing the podcast. So I'm going to confirm with him because we had to step out.
Well, we did say the second week of February.
Yeah.
Which would not be next week, but the week after.
Yeah. So I'm going to double check with Eddie just to make sure, but just that's much more of confirmation because me and MPX had to step out yesterday. So. But thanks everybody for joining, and hopefully we will see you whenever, and we hope you have a good evening. Night, everybody.